My name is Bob Bart. My name is Bob Bart.
My name is Bob Bart.
Only one of these men is the real Bob Barth. The other two are imposters and will try to fool this panel. Tom Poston, Peggy Cass, Orson Bean, and Kitty Carlisle. On To Tell the Truth with your host, Bud Collier.
Thank you very much. Thank you, and welcome once again to Tell the Truth. Brought to you this week by new self-polishing Aero Wax with jet-age plastic for the tough, long-lasting shine that never yellows floors. New Aero Wax. Good evening, Sam. Good evening, Bud. Everybody well and happy this evening?
Yeah.
Got some fun waiting for you, I'm sure you know. Open that envelope, if you will, and remove that first card and follow along with this story. I, Bob Bart, am a member of a highly specialized team of United States Navy divers called Aquanauts. Recently, 4 of us established a new endurance record by living for 11 days, 192 feet beneath the surface of the ocean. Our home was a 40-foot-long steel capsule called the Sea Lab. From this undersea house, we ventured out to explore the ocean floor. Inside Sea Lab, we cooked, slept, stood watches, and assembled a wealth of information on how man can live and work at the bottom of the sea. Sea Lab was equipped with a telephone, closed-circuit television, 6 berths, electrical heaters, and hot plates, a shower, and a hand-painted sign that read, "Welcome to Inner Space." Signed, Bob Bart. Panel, these 3 gentlemen all claim to be Bob Bart, Aquanauts. Let's start this questioning with our own Aquanaut, Kitty Carlisle.
Oh, thank you. Number one, who built this Sea Lab?
The Navy in Panama City, Florida.
Thank you. Number two, where was your telephone connected to?
It was connected to a service barge topside,
How far away?
198 feet up.
Thank you. Number three, when you got out of this, how did you feel?
Well, you mean we can back up to the surface?
Yeah.
There was no real ill effect from it, just like an ordinary dive.
Number two, if you had claustrophobia, what happened? Could you get out?
Yes, but not to the surface.
Not to the. How did you get out eventually?
We were brought up and we were decompressed about 81 feet up in a decompression tank.
Number three, how long did the decompression process take?
Well, there was about 26, 27 hours, which was done under the water, and then we decompressed on the deck of the barge for...
Thank you. Number one, when you...
Tom Poston.
Oh, thank you. Number two, who is the quarterback of the Army football team at West Point?
I don't know.
You know the Navy quarterback?
No, sir.
Number three, is it true that after a while when you're down there that you lose interest in what's happening in the outside world? In the world up above the surface of the water?
You can, if you're diving with nitrogen in the air, a lot of nitrogen in the air, you get narcosis. And it's like you got 3 martinis.
Oh, number one sailor. Did you want to watch television while you were down there? Did you have any desire, particularly, to watch TV while you were down below the surface?
Not at all.
Thank you.
Peggy Cass.
Number two, it says you cook down there. How did you get the smell of the cooking out when you were all that 998 feet down?
We had charcoal filters, ma'am.
Charcoal filters. Number three, where in the ocean were you?
We were about 25 miles southwest of Bermuda.
Number one, a French team recently spent a lot of time underwater. Do you know in which ocean they spent the time?
Number one?
Number one, yes.
I believe it was over in the Red Sea or someplace.
Thank you. Number two, when you left the ship, you know, your big capsule, how did you get out with all the water coming in?
Well, the cabin pressure inside the Sea Lab was pressurized and it kept the water out.
Thank you. Number three, did you have windows in your steel capsule so that you could look out and see the fish?
Yes, we did.
And number one...
Orson Bean.
Yes, number one, I saw pictures in a magazine of you guys swimming around with little things on your head and oxygen. You didn't have any trouble with pressure down that far?
No, once you get there, there's no other pressure to worry about.
You didn't find any mermaids or anything, did you, down there? And one of the guys had to go out and swim around, no? Now, how much room did you have in the little house when you were all in there? There was 3 of you, did I read correctly? Well, I don't want to waste the time. There's a few guys down there, right? Did you have enough room to sit around? No?
Yes.
Yeah? Any booze? Did maybe issue you any booze?
We had 1 bottle of wine for medicinal purposes.
Oh, that's right. Number 2. Oh, gee.
That's all the time we have. It is time for you now to mark your nitrogens and do it well. And vote as you will without consultation, voting for number 1, number 2, or number 3.
Come on, let's play it.
Look at her go. Fire!
Fireman.
Are you in the movies? That's right, hot bench.
You have good taste in your host.
Celebrate, yes.
Sally the Girl Scout lost her blank in a pup tent.
Team of challengers will receive the usual $250 for every incorrect vote. All ballots marked? And they are now, I see. So, Tom, for whom did you vote?
I voted for number 1. He seemed to take the event with a little more seriousness, and I heard that they lost interest in life above the surface after a while. I didn't know that other expedition was in the Red Sea, but I'll trust that.
Peggy Cash.
I voted for number 3. It was in the Red Sea, but after all I read it, he could have read it too. I voted for number 3 because every time we asked a question, he kind of went like, any fool should know that.
Orson B.
I voted for number 2 because of his outrageous lie about the charcoal filter. Oh, it must be true. You couldn't make a thing like that up. It's ridiculous.
Well, there's 1, 2, and 3. With which are you casting your lot, Kitty?
I voted for number 2 because my feeling is that this sea lab was very small and there were 4 gentlemen in there, and I believe that they had to be small gentlemen. And number 2 was the smallest of the 3. So I voted for number 2.
All right, you're casting this, in other words. Very well, there we have it with the votes all in and the minds clearly made up. Let's see now which one of these gentlemen is, in truth, the astronaut who existed for some time beneath the surface of the deep. Will the real Bob Bart please stand up? And our congratulations. I expect that was quite an experience. I don't imagine it's one you'd want to do every week, though, is it?
No, 2 weeks in between be fine.
At least you got a break in between. Well, let's find out about your 2 friends here. Number 2, what is your real name and what do you really do?
My name is Noel Bates. I'm president of Bates Associates, and we're private detectives.
Number 3, what is your real name and what do you do, sir?
My name is Dick Johnson. I work for Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company, and I fly the Goodyear plane.
Well, my friends, in checking the score, we find you did extremely well with a very bright panel of 1, 2, 3 incorrect votes, and that's 3 times $250, a total of $750 for you to divide from Aerowax, as well as, of course, when you weigh out a gift package of all the fine products from the makers of Aerowax. Thank you very much for making our evening such a bright one. Hope it was bright for you, too. Good night, and God bless you. And now a word about the protection of your floor.
Like jet age plastic, so tough that bullets bounce off. New Aerowax has a jet age plastic so tough the new self-polishing shine lasts twice as long as ever before without buffing.
Yes, new Aerowax with its jet age plastic gives you a new long-lasting brilliance. It's so tough, you pour a dazzling self-polishing shine that lasts twice as long as ever before, yet won't yellow floors. Yes, a brilliant shine, so tough you can grind heels on it. A shine so tough that dirt doesn't dull it. A hard, bright, gleaming shine that lasts twice as long as ever before. Remember, like jet Age plastic, so tough bullets bounce off. New Aero Wax has a Jet Age plastic for the brilliant shine that lasts twice as long as ever before, yet won't yellow floors. New Aero Wax in the new can still saves you 23 cents.
And now let's meet our next team of challenge.
What is your name, please?
My name is Sue Gillespie.
My name is Sue Gillespie.
My name is Sue Gillespie.
Follow along once again, if you will, panel. I, Sue Gillespie, am the current Women's World Horseshoe Pitching Champion. In competition with contestants from all over the United States and Canada, I won the championship for the second time. In winning, I also set 4 new World Horseshoe Pitching records. Signed, Sue Gillespie. Well, these 3 ladies all claim to be Sue Gillespie, as you heard, Women's World Horseshoe Pitching Champion. We might as well not waste any time and simply start our cross-examination with our one expert on horseshoe pitching, Peggy Cass.
Number 3, could you please tell me the weight of your horseshoes?
2.5 pounds.
Thank you. Number 2, what weight do men use when they pitch horseshoes?
There's not much latitude, about 3 ounces difference.
Thank you. Number 3, how many points do you get when you really get it around that post?
How many what?
Well, when I pitch horseshoes, there's a post, and then you try to get it around. A stake, yes.
Now, what was the question?
Well, don't you get points for getting around that?
Yes, there's 3 points for getting for a ringer.
Okay. And how much, number 1, how much for just kind of hitting it, but not quite getting a ring, bouncing it off?
A close shoe counts 1 point.
Thank you. Number 2, what score do you have to get before you win from the other person?
A 50 is the game in tournament play.
And what's rubber?
Worse than me. It's a gummy substance found in tropical trees. Number 3, what is a reverse spin ringer?
Well, they don't use reverse spin too much anymore.
All right.
Irving Weinspar did.
Yes. Number 1, who is Barney Feldspar?
I never heard of him.
Number 2, Barney Feldspar?
No, I don't know.
Number 3, Barney Feldspar.
I'm afraid not.
Thought we had experts there. Number 1, what do you get if you drop it on your foot? I mean, do you get a sword glow? Oh. There's not more time. Oh, gee. All right. Number 2, how are you?
Number 2, how far do you stand from the post or stake?
Well, it's a matter of choice. You can stand by it.
You mean if you stand right on top of it and drop the thing?
Well, just so it doesn't interfere with your throw.
Doesn't matter how near or how far you stand. Number 3, do you agree with that?
No, I disagree.
How far do you stand?
Women stand usually 30 feet from the opposite stake.
And men?
Men is the 40-foot regulation.
Number 1, how many people compete in this tournament?
In the women's division, the top 8 that qualified were in Class A.
Well, number 2, I mean, how many people all over the country compete? Are interested?
About 250.
What do you get, number 3, when you win?
You get a prize and a trophy.
You don't get any money?
Yes.
How nice.
Tom Poston.
I'd like to ask number 1 if there is such a thing anymore as a leaner.
Yes, there is.
And what does it count?
1 point.
Number 2, does anything count 2 points? What counts between 1 and 3?
There isn't anything.
Nothing counts for 2 points, number 3?
No.
May I ask you, number 3, how do you decide who starts?
Well, usually, simple procedure of tossing a coin, and the one that gets head starts off the game.
That's it. Time for you now to scratch your heads, if you will, and mark your ballots. Mark them at once without any consultation, as you well know. And, of course, no change once you have marked. Vote for number 1, number 2, or number 3.
Buzzer honors International Women's Day. Join us for an all-day marathon of all fresh episodes. Tomorrow starting at 10, only on Buzzer.
Completed, I see it is. Very well, Tom, for whom did you vote this time?
I voted for number 1. Well, I thought she had kind of a simple, ingenuous directness when we asked her questions and things. And she looks like she might have been from around a part of the country where they pitch horseshoes as a hobby, not for a living.
Peggy Cass.
Well, I voted for number 3 because I just really thought that she knew the most about it. And she knew a lot more than I did, but that's easy. But she has a lot of authority, and I think she's the champion.
Professor Bean?
Yes, well, number 3 knew what a reverse spin ringer is, and I made it up. And number 1... number 1 looks like a fine, healthy girl that could throw a horseshoe.
I still say I remember Irving Weinspar used to use that.
He was the one other person that made that up.
I voted for number 1 because he answered a question that Tom asked, which I hope he didn't make up, and sounded very logical. And also, I agree, she has the look of a girl who would be pretty good at any kind of an outdoor game.
Very well, that makes it 3 for number 1, 1 for number 3. Let's find out at once which one of these ladies, in truth, is for the second time the Women's World Horseshoe Pitching Champion. Will the real Sue Gillespie please stand up? Incidentally, you might be interested to know that this very pretty young miss, 2-time Women's World Horseshoe Pitching Champion, it's such a long thing to say, it throws me every time. She will be entering her senior year this fall in Portland High School in Portland, Indiana, right?
Yes.
What kind of records did she set? I meant to ask you
about the records you set.
I pitched 83 ringers out of 100 in qualifications. I had an average of 81 and 1/10% ringers out of the 7 games that I pitched. I had 30 consecutive ringers at one time, and I pitched 56 ringers out of a possible 60 shoes in one game.
Wow. Boy. I have a sneaking idea those records are going to stand for a while. Number 2, what is your real name and what do you really do?
My name is Charlotte Fultz. I'm a lecturer on modern painting.
And number 3, what is your real name and what do you do?
My name is Barbara Story, and I'm a Turkish belly dancer.
Orson, Tom, keep your seat. Now, checking the score, ladies, we find that there was just 1 incorrect vote, but that is worth $250. Mayor Wack,
What do you do about reverse spin?
never mind. She's the one who knew what it was. And on your way out, you will receive, of course, a gift package of all the fine products from the makers of Air Wax. Yes, you want to say something?
I might add, this is rather funny. There is a reverse turn.
Oh, thank you, ladies. We had a good deal of pleasant time and amusement with you. We hope that your evening was just as much fun. Thank you, goodbye, and God bless you. Now, here is a message about the relief of acid indigestion.
Daddy, are you still worried about your stomach?
No, honey, I thought I had an ulcer, but tests show it's acid indigestion.
Is that bad?
Not when I take Bicidol and get fast relief. Right. Bicidol medicated tablets not only relieve acid indigestion fast, Bicidol actually coats, soothes irritated stomach lining to help protect against further acid flare-ups. Important. No mere alkalizing soda mint coats to help protect like Bicidol.
And now a word about Griffin.
Griffin presents the first self-applicator fit-to-polish shoes. You can shake it. There's no dribble. Pound it. There's no drool. Spin it. There's no drip. Fuzzy, round daubers can leak. But not Griffin. Griffin shoe polish with its square-edged applicator gives a brighter shine. Faster. Neater. There's no dribble, drool, or drip. Get new Griffin liquid wax, scuff cover, and all white.
When
celebrities are out of control. Who's the one man you can turn to? Ringling Rayburn. On Next Game, weekdays at 11 on Buzzer. Giddy up.
If you will, panel, let's meet our third team of challengers.
What is your name, please?
My name is Thomas R. Reed III.
My name is Thomas R. Reed III.
My name is Thomas R. Reed III.
Follow along carefully with this next one, panel, or you may not believe it. I, Thomas R. Reed III, am an undergraduate at Princeton University. Deploring the difficulty of getting into college these days, 3 friends and I decided to get one Joseph David Osnott accepted at Princeton in the freshman class entering this fall. We sent an application and a doctored-up high school transcript to the Dean of Admissions. 2 of us took the entrance examinations in the subjects we knew best, both under the name Osnott. Another friend of ours, personable but unknown at Princeton, came in for the interview. Of the nearly 5,000 applicants for Princeton, only about 1,100 were accepted. Among these worthy young men was Joseph David Osnott, concert pianist, top of his high school class, varsity lacrosse star, and son of a wealthy private detective. Only one thing mars the character of this young man. He does not exist. He is strictly imaginary, invented as a hoax which worked so well that it was not until after we confessed that the admission authorities realized that Osnott was not. Thomas R. Reed III. Very well. These 3 gentlemen all claim to be Thomas R. Reed III, co-creator of a strictly fictitious and non-existent Joseph David Osnott. We'll start with Tom Poston, if we may, Tom.
Oh, thank you, Bud. Mr. Reed, what does your dad actually do? Number 2, please. Mr. Reed, number 2.
My father's in the construction business.
Number 3, what does your dad do?
Works for Ford Motor Company.
And number 1, what is your father's occupation?
My father's with Shell Oil.
None of them is a private eye. Number 1, tell me the meaning of Osnott, if you will, please.
Well, we use the word Osnott so that the entire word, Joseph David Osnott, the middle initial D with Osnott would form does not. And Osnott does not exist.
Love it. Oh.
Thank you, Jan.
Number 2, what made you confess?
Well, we were asked to submit $50.
Oh, Number 3, has this been done at any other school this season?
Not that I know of.
Number 1, have you heard of anybody letting another made-up one in?
No.
Number 2, what is the name of the Princeton paper?
The Princetonian.
Number 3, what is Cottage Club?
That's an eating club on Prospect Street.
Thank you. Number 1, where's Lawrenceville?
Lawrenceville is south of Princeton.
Thank you. Number 2, what American president was the head of Princeton?
Woodrow Wilson.
Number...
Orson Bean.
Yes, so what made you, number 2, what made you select the son of a wealthy gumshoe? Why such an unusual occupation?
Well, it just proved diversity and...
Adversity?
Diversity.
Oh, diversity. Why lacrosse, number 1? That's an odd sport.
Lacrosse is a very popular sport at Princeton.
Oh, is it? Oh, so it's not such an odd sport there. And number 3, why did you do this? I mean, was it just excess energy, or I mean, instead of eating goldfish or climbing into a phone booth, or why all the energy?
We know that high school students in America take this whole thing much too seriously, and it's not that serious an event. We just wanted to add an air of levity to the whole process.
I think you have class.
Kitty Carlisle.
Number 2, which one of you went for the interview?
A friend of ours who goes to Columbia. We needed somebody with a new face.
Number 3, when you go to Princeton, how do you get there?
I fly.
Doesn't everyone? I guess that's...
Probably lives a long way away.
Number 1, when you go to Princeton, how do you get there?
I take the train.
And what is the station before the one you have to get off?
I get off at Princeton Junction.
And what's the one before that?
I don't know the name.
That's it. Time for you now to mark your ballots, so mark them at once. Without consultation, and, of course, with no changes once you have marked it, simply vote now for number 1, number 2, or number 3?
Big box!
What?
Stop!
Tally ho.
Let's play.
All ballots marked?
No.
No? Well, mark it, Kitty.
All right.
All right, Tom, for whom did you vote?
I voted for number 3. Without insulting the use of our name, I thought he was just wiggy enough to do a crazy thing like that. And they all look great. I would like to have voted for all of them. In fact, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if the other 2 weren't part of the team.
Lady Cat.
Well, I voted for 3. And the other 2 answered all the questions right, but there was something different about 3. And when he said he flew, and she sort of said flew, he took umbrage. He was pretty sore. I voted for 3.
Orson.
I voted for number 2. There are different kinds of accents. There's the Harvard accent, boys will talk like that, and there's the Groton accent, which is even more. And he said Princetonian, which is kind of, well, that's come out to English. He did it better than me, folks. I didn't vote it.
Kitty.
Well, I voted for number 3. I wanted to vote for all 3 of them because I think they struck a much-needed blow, and I congratulate you. Hooray for what you did, because it really is being taken too seriously. And I think you all ought to start a whole service about how to get everybody into college. But I still think that number 3, when he said, doesn't everybody fly, was just the kind of a guy who would do a thing like this.
Very well, there we have it. With 3 for number 3, 1 for number 2, let's find out immediately which one of these young men, in truth, hoaxed the Bureau of Admissions and created, or co-created, Joseph David Osnott, a fictitious gentleman who never in truth existed. Will the real Thomas R. Reed III please stand up? Number 1, what is your real name and what do you really do?
My name is Albert Fisher, and I do radio and television promotion for the New York World's Fair.
Number 2, what is your real name and what do you do, sir?
My name is Frederick Freed. I'm a concert cellist.
The gentleman in checking the show found there was 1 incorrect vote, and that's worth $250 from Aerowax, as well as a gift package of all the fine products from the makers of Aerowax. You gave us a great deal in your presence tonight. We are grateful for that. Good night. God bless you. See you all next week, I trust. Don't forget to join us tomorrow on the daytime show as well. In the meantime, on behalf of Aerowax, may I remind you once again, tell the truth.
To Tell the Truth is a Mark Goodson, Bill Cochran production. To Tell the Truth has been brought to you tonight by Vicodol Instant Powder. The special formula to settle acid upset stomach in seconds. This is Johnny Olson speaking. For To Tell the Truth, this program was recorded.